Rasty McGibbon with Division II Commissioner John Eccles. John, thanks for coming on 5 Minute Major.
Rasty, thank you.
This is one of the best guys I know, so I'm looking forward to this. John, you oversee Men's Division II, which is probably by number the largest division in the ACHA. How do you keep track? How do you keep track of that much?
Well, we've got almost 190 teams, and we're getting teams each year. We've been adding, new guys wanting to come in. But I've got 4 great coordinators. I got Yosh out in the west. I got Miguel, who's taking care of the central. Ben, who is here with me this week, is in the northeast, and then Tim Driscoll in the southeast. Those guys are really what helps make it work.
The commentary that I've got, kind of being stationary, talking to so many people come through here, they said that it seems so effortless. And here's the thing, I know it's not, but tell me about the behind the scenes work that goes into this so that when you come here, it looks effortless.
Right. Well, there's a couple major things throughout the season that you got to take care of. Fall eligibility, spring eligibility. Got to make sure teams are, all eligible, their players, and that's a big undertaking. I don't let any of the guys do that because I just don't like that information getting out. I just try and get it. Once I'm done, I shred it. It's gone. It's out of there. Then it comes to the next part where we're getting ready for regionals, building up to it. We got to do check-ins, USA rosters, matching up with the ACHA roster, and we'll have some players missing, but because maybe a team didn't hit the add button or pull them over from the portal, it's there. They were there. It was like waiting, so we got to go through all that. And then nationals, same thing, because all of a sudden there was 8 teams that we didn't check in at regionals. The other 8 teams that made themselves available to get here, those 8 teams got to go through the same process and check them in. So when we get here, everyone gets rechecked in. Staff, coaches make sure they're all compliant with USA Hockey, with Safe Sport for the coaches, background checks. So it's not effortless. I mean, there's a lot of effort that goes into it.
Now, for some people from the outside looking in, you mentioned 190 teams, but that boils down to them only seeing 16 here.
Right.
But actually, with the regional play, there's the opportunity for 40 teams. Am I correct? All over the country.
So yeah, there's about 48.
48. Okay.
48 teams.
And tell me a little bit about how that process then boils down to the 1600 nationals.
Gotcha. So we go by a national ranking for each region. And region in, let's say, the West, 1 and 2 auto bids to nationals. This year it was Montana State and Weber University. So then we go, and from number 3 down to number 14, they come to a regional site that's been predetermined. They all meet there, and it's one and done. And they're fighting to make it to that final game, to punch their ticket to nationals.
Right.
Well, it's again. We've had teams that were at number 14, make it to the final day, but then eventually get knocked out. So everyone's got a chance. It's great hockey. Maybe not on the scale of this, but it's probably the second biggest event, postseason play for the ACHA is at Men's Division II regionals.
Tell me some of the positive feedback that you've received with, probably, I guess 6 years ago or so.
Yeah.
We went to a one-site format, and now everybody's under in one town. Next year we're going to move back to all under one roof. Tell me some of the positive feedback that you've gotten.
So there's been a lot because again, teams get to see each level. And I think there's more fans here to help out some of the other divisions that might not get the amount of fans that some of D1 gets or maybe D2 or D3. But they like it because it's always a very nice facilities. I mean, St. Louis has been awesome here. This is the second year with what came back here after 2 years,
right.
And we looked to come here and then again. So it's been good that way. The one drawback, some people say, well, we kind of like the intimacy if it's just, M2 is over here, right. M1 was over there, yeah. Which I get, but again, to have all the ACHA staff be able to pull this off,
yeah.
It's smart to have a 5-division national championship in one place.
And you know, the feedback that I receive from players, they love being under one roof so that the Liberty women can watch the Liberty men, and the Adrian men can watch the Adrian women, and the Minot can watch Minot, and all of those interactions that, you know, separate locations would not facilitate.
And that's what I was saying, you know, people like that because, again, like you say, more fans, you know. I mean, Liberty has, what, 5 teams at Nationals? I don't know how many this year, but, you know.
Yeah, there's 4 at ACHA Nationals,
yeah.
but yeah, all 5 teams made Nationals.
Yeah, and so, you know, how nice is that? Because then you've got, you know, built-in fan support because the other teams go support.
Yeah.
And I remember one time we went out to San Jose. Utah State was playing basketball. Sorry to digress, but playing basketball, we went and watched the game. We were the only Utah State fans in the hole, and we were cheering them on. And the players were like, "Oh, this is exciting. We got some fans." So it is. It's nice. That's one of the big things, having it all under one roof. You know, the amount of fans that come here. There's a guy that's been sitting in USA Rink since day one, men's Division I, and he's been here every day watching games, whether it was Division I, Division II, women's, and he just loves to come. Doesn't know anything about hockey, just loves watching it.
It's fantastic. So, John, you know, like looking forward, it is such a well-oiled machine. You know, in the words of former Commissioner Mike Radakovich, who you knew.
Yes.
How can we make it better? It's so good. How can we make it better?
Well, there's always little things you find as you're going on, maybe with the packet, the information we send out to the teams, or how we have the breakdowns. You know, for example, our semis, you would think the higher seed would be the home team. Well, we didn't have that set. We talked about it, but no one wrote it down, no one updated it.
Sure.
So it's something that we're looking at to improve on for next year, to have, you know, something in that packet that says at semis they'll be reseeded. Highest ranked seed would be home. Second would be away. You know, that way, just so that it does make it fair and, you know, benefits that team that works so hard to get that, you know, number 1 or number 2 seed.
You know, this year the ACHA has invested in social media.
Yes.
With your men's Division II being the largest, what are some of is the feedback that you've received with this, with Twitter, with all the integration of social media that the ACHA has seemed to kind of push out in front and you know and address as something that's more important this year? Well,
first off, it gives all those people that can't be here live, you know, to be able to watch it on Flow Hockey, follow it on Twitter, you know, follow the Instagrams and things like that.
Yeah.
It's been a very big positive thing. Before, like when we were in Salt Lake, it was just Twitter and, you know, broadcast, you know, and we'd get it. But this has been such a big improvement, and we're getting better every year. For this example, this has been awesome. You know, if it wasn't for you, I might be missing a phone from last year. But no, I think we have such a good product. We do. And we have such great athletes and coaches and the staff that puts everything together. They're phenomenal. I mean, it does take a lot of work and all this extra stuff. And I think it's just going to build our product better and better. It just gets it out there to more people.
It is. Well, John, I think you do a great job. I think like the other divisions, men's too. And you know, I've been a men's 2 guy since I started in 2005, and I remember you know, back at Utah State all those years. But thank you for all the hard work that you put in. I know that you know, tonight when the national championship's crowned and you hand out the other trophy that looks like this, you can take your tie off and take a deep breath, right? Yeah, take a sigh of relief. But thanks so much for everything you do.
Rasty, you're awesome. I appreciate all you do, and this has been so fun.
John, thanks so much. John Eccles, Division II Men's Commissioner of the ACHA.